Hi guys, Chris here with Super Savvy Travelers. Hey, I wanted to weigh in and tell you thank you for commenting on the channel and asking questions on the channel. I really appreciate that because that tells me what you're thinking, tells me what you guys want to know and what you need to really understand. And I want to make sure that this channel always gives you what you need. So I was getting some questions from somebody and it made me think, I think this person thinking about buying a house sight unseen. And the question popped into my mind, is it ever okay to buy an Italian house sight unseen? And the surprising answer is, yeah, sometimes it is. And I'll tell you the conditions under which I would do that, because Pete and I have actually bought a house sight unseen. This was our house in Scalea in the Historic Center. And we had already been extremely familiar with the area. So the first thing is, if you're not familiar with the area, don't do it. Like really familiar with the area and exactly where that house is in that area. If you're not familiar with it, either get somebody to go out and film everything for you, or just wait till you get there and check it out. Get the feel. Sometimes the areas have a feel, you know, and it might be an icky feel. I don't know, most of the time it's pretty good, but it might be an icky feel and you don't want to live there. So you want to make sure that the feel is right and that you really, really know exactly where that house is and that you really want to be there. So that's the first caveat. Secondly, don't depend on the pictures. Pictures are taken, you've seen wide angle lenses, you know, and you get to the house and you're like, this is a closet, it's not a bedroom. Well, somebody took it with a wide angle lens and it looked really big in the pictures and now it doesn't look so big. So what I would do is get somebody you trust to go and film the property for you. Like just film without taking a break. Just film from the outside, show you what the outside looks like. If you can, have them film the neighborhood, film exactly where it is on the street noise, does it have a garage, what are the neighbors like, are the other houses ugly? If they're ugly, I don't know if you want to live there. And just film everything and then go through the house without taking a break all the way through. Like you're in, here's the first bedroom, here's the second bedroom, here's the bathroom, here's the kitchen, the soggiorno, the backyard, balconies. What does the view look like? A lot of these listings don't put in a view, and they really should. And if they can go outside and film it from the outside, underneath the balconies, look at how those are. It may be a little crusty under there. You want to make sure it's not. And you want to make sure if it is that you're going to negotiate that in. So that brings me to the next point is I would never do it without an architect, geometra, or engineer inspecting the property and telling me anything that's wrong with it, anything they see, any moisture intrusion, any roof areas that look a little sketchy, underside of the balconies, any kind of thing that looks a little sketchy, cracks. I will tell you, I was in a house back in Calabria a few weeks ago, and the cracks were really scary. And there's a difference between a superficial crack that you can just repair and plaster over and a crack that really indicates structural damage and possibly even foundation. We were touring with a friend of ours who happens to also be a home inspector, and he said, look, that is a foundation issue because that wall is ready to go. And then we went outside and we saw where the land went down, and I was just like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad he showed me. I would hate to, you know, introduce somebody to that house, have them buy it, and found out later that it was a horrible mistake. Always, always, always get an inspection if you can't inspect it yourself. And then the last thing is make sure you really trust your power of attorney. You need a power of attorney who's going to really understand the documents. They're going to do the checks on it. They're going to do their due diligence as if it's them buying the house. Now, we've talked about Lucia before, and she is an absolute dear, and she is a bulldog when it comes to the documents. She checks them. When you're a power of attorney with Lucia, she checks everything, and she will not sign the documents unless everything is perfect. So I always recommend her as a power of attorney. She's a little more expensive, but I'm telling you, she's worth every single penny in peace of mind. If you did all of those things and you really felt comfortable with it and you had somebody boots on the ground to answer any other questions you had, I would feel pretty comfortable buying a property sight unseen, just like we did with our property in Scalea that turned out to be a really, really great acquisition. So there you go, guys. Those are my tips. Don't jump into anything. Don't be pressured into anything. Always do your due diligence. It's better to lose a property than get messed with on a property. I can tell you that right now. The actual search and acquisition is really the most fun part. So there you go. Happy Christmas. See you soon.